Hi, welcome. I'm back to my home office base and glad to be with you, even though I'm still settling. But I'm really, really very happy to be back. I'm back in Nigeria, holiday over. But of course, as you know, all over now, when you travel, when you get back, you have to isolate for 7 days. In Nigeria, presently, 7 days. So my 7 days is going to be completed by Monday, and then I still have to go for COVID test again here in Nigeria. So anyway, that's that. I'm back, and today, what am I talking to you about? Today is February 12th and Friday. That's why I'm, dressed in more or less like African looking attire. And of course, I know by now a lot of us, a lot of you already have goals. We always do. 1st of January, we all table out new goals. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This is February the 12th. I don't know how many of you are still working on the goals, are still committed to it. But I thought to discuss this with you because it's something I'm applying, or I've applied, or still applying to myself. And like I've said, everything I share with you, all my postings are mostly going to be based on my experience, because I believe you cannot teach or talk about what you have not experienced. That is my belief. I cannot teach or speak on something I haven't experienced. In my own case, I speak and talk about things I've experienced because there is the confidence. And of course, if there are questions asked, I'll be able to answer because I have experienced it. Not same thing when you read a book. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's the same thing when you read and when you experience it in true life. So, Stella Blaze here with you again, as always, and welcome. Thank you for joining me. Keep sharing. Remember to turn on the notification bell, or rather ask those you share to or with to turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I put out my new postings, they will automatically get it. And if you, as a subscribed person, haven't gotten, or rather haven't turned on your notification bell, so kindly do, so that you will get my new postings, which are still Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I could throw in bonus, I'll probably sometimes throw in bonuses if I have something that I think I really need to share. So I'm talking to you today about new goals and new habits. There's something I was discussing with somebody yesterday when I went for a walk, and I said, we are also very good at setting new goals. One of the things I said at the beginning is that I'm sure a lot of us, including myself, we all set out goals at the beginning of the year. 1st of January, I'm going to do this, cheering. I'm kind of so really inspired that, yes, I need to do this, but sadly, it does fizzle out. People get discouraged or get stalked, or become nonchalant about the whole thing. Now, and it came to my mind that for me, Stella, and that's what I've always done every year. I'm not saying that I have religiously kept at setting goals that I have tabled out or planned to do. But one of the things I have done last year, especially last year during the lockdown, because of being mentally healthy, I talked about things that I started. And I didn't just start them and say, okay, I'm starting, but the habits. I needed to build or develop new habits. I needed to strategize. I needed to have plans in place. So if you're one of those who have set out new goals, fantastic to set out new goals. I think we should always have something, because that helps us to get up and go. So if you have set up a new goal, I'm promising you, there's no how you can stick with it or by it if your habits are still the same. So for example, if you've set out that, yes, you're going to try and keep healthy, keep fit. When I talk about keeping healthy, keeping fit, I'm not talking about the fashion sense of it. Yes, it's very good. I love fashion. I love dressing. I love it. But I'm talking about fitness, being fit for your health purposes. Now, if that should be the case, so I'm using health as an example, you can't just have written out goals that, okay, I will do this every morning, or I won't eat this, and your habits, the habit is what you need to work on, and then the goals you have set out will easily. So again, talking about the health one, your health goals will easily be achieved once the habit is worked on. So there's something I wrote out here. Of course, for your new habits, it involves your paradigm being shifted. So in my own case now, so for example, I struggle with getting up too early to go for my walks. So I'm in between getting up early or going for my walks in the evening. The idea is that I just have to do it. But I'm at a point where I have to really decide if it's going to be in the mornings or if it's going to be in the evenings. And one of the reasons why I haven't talked myself into saying it has to be in the mornings is because there are times I travel. You know, when we have to get up and travel to different states, as we do travel when time permits or when, you know, the situation permits, it's usually in the morning, and this disrupts the idea that I have to get up and walk. Now, the evening one, why I am not so much, you know, tuned into the evening walk is because the place where I stay, you know, in the evening, you know, there are vehicles, and of course there are so many other people going for walks around that time. But I prefer the morning one because it is quiet. You have very few people on the road, no traffic, no vehicles, no motorbike, no bicycles, nothing. So that's why I prefer the morning. So I'm in between deciding and choosing what times specifically. Now, so talking about the shifting of your paradigm is one of the ways to have the new habit to tie in with your new goals. And of course, rituals. There's a post I put out earlier when I started last year, when I started this YouTube channel. I talked about rituals. Now, for your goals, for your new goals to work, you have to have a ritual. You have to have a ritual that would help you tie in to what the goal is. With your old habits, you cannot achieve the goals. I am just being honest with you. You can try it out and you will see. With your old habits, your new goals will work. So with your new habits, or rather with your new goals, you need these new habits to work. And I always give it 90 days, you know, 90 days give and take. Well, 90 days, could be more, but for me, 90 days, which is 3 months of consistent back to back, and then it sticks. Yes, there's one of the posts I have out there that I put out that I said maybe 21 days or so, but you know, looking at it, 21 days sometimes it sticks. And then there's this trigger when you actually have done it back to back for 3 months. You know, there's this trigger to make you to get up and go. It almost like becomes automatic for you to want to do these new things because the new habit is now part of you. Now, again, one of the things I wrote out here is you can't change old habits without replacing it with something. You always have to replace what you change. You know, you can't say, I'm going to stop smoking without thinking of what you'll be doing, you know, when that trigger comes in, what takes your mind off, what would you be doing? So every new habit every old habit you're replacing with the new one, you have to have something to replace it with. You've got to have something to replace it with. So if you say you're not watching telly anymore, a particular movie or particular telly movie you watch maybe every 8 o'clock or every 9 o'clock, you say, okay, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. What are you replacing that with? You know, so those are that's the way to work on it. So you need to have a table, you know me and writing. You need to have a table of your new goals, let's say by the right or by the left, and then the habits that you need to, the new habits that will help you achieve them. Right. So that's that about new goals and your new habits to matching to help you to achieve these things in 2021. So 2021 for you must not just be to have these new goals written. If you're still on it, February 12th, you're still working on it, well done, kudos, well done to you. But for it to stick, you have to keep at it back to back for the next 2 months to make it 3 months, and it has to be like a ritual. So if you have goals to start something new, let's not just talk about exercise or being healthy. Let's talk about something money-making venture, and you're trying something new. You can't just try for 1 month or 2 months and say, nah, I've tried, it's not going to work. It takes forever. The point is, success, that's a different post entirely, but success takes time. But there are things you have to be doing. There are rituals, daily rituals you have to be doing so that you are in the flow, and in the route to succeeding. Thank you so much again for joining me. So henceforth, we're back to having my postings done, recorded in my home office, which one of these days I will show you how I set it up. So you don't need to have so many things and give yourself excuses you don't have the space, or you can make out space, you can improvise, to do whatever you want to do. I'm on this, and people who know me know that when I get into something, I keep at it. I'm very committed. I try to be very committed. Right. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see you in my next clip. God bless. Bye-bye.